Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Shayna Cersei and I'm excited to paint with you today for another watercolor journal idea. I'm going to paint some spontaneous loose flowers. I'm in a very floral mood, as you can see by the last few videos. But spring is popping up here, the sun is shining, we're starting to get into that time of year where everything's just reawakening. So let's awaken a little spontaneity in our painting. I'm just watering these down, cleaning these up a little so I have some space to work with some new colors. I'm going to keep the green. I'm going to get rid of the yellow and the pink for now. All right, I think I'm going to do a combination of something like echinacea or daisies and what else? Daisies and some type of stemmed flower. Or, of course, they all have stems, but more of a stalk type flower, like I did last time. But let's do... All right, I'm going to take out... I just cleaned this out, this yellow, and now I'm putting it back in. I'm going to take out some yellow. I'm just formulating a plan in my mind here. And I think I'm going to put in, all right, let's just start. I'm going to put in a center right here. So this is going to be the center of a large echinacea flower. And I think I'm going to do a second one over here. And I'm going to start with some of my magenta. So that was a diarrhea yellow. I'll just kind of go over things. I'm not really planning this out ahead of time, but I will try to make sure to mention all of my colors as I'm using them. And I want this to have, this particular piece to have a lot of like movement and feel to it, spontaneity, kind of. I don't want it to be very rigid, messy lines, kind of messy shapes. As you can see, I'm not making my petals the kind of full true shape of them, but a little bit broken. But I kind of like this look. So I'm gonna add in a little more color. I use lots of wet on wet in this to really break out of trying to control exactly everything that happens and let some spontaneous things happen. There we go. So I'm just picking up some Payne's Gray right now and just adding a little bit around the edges. And I'm using a size 10 brush, and I'm in my Bahang sketchbook. I just picked up some more yellow. All right, so now I'm going to throw in, should I put my stems in yet? I don't know. Yeah, let's do that. Some sap green. My little spray bottle here. I'm actually going to spray maybe down my colors a little bit because they're all very dry. There we go. So you don't even see. All right, so now I'm also going to throw in some tall, we did this a couple videos ago, but like a delphinium type flower, but not quite delphinium. I'm going to use purple, but I'm going to water it down. And I'm going to put these stalks kind of behind. Maybe I'll do purple and yellow. I'm going to start with light purple. I'm going to pretend there's like a stalk kind of running all the way through. You can draw it out first. Sometimes that's helpful when you're first kind of doing these, or if you have kind of a tricky composition. But I'm just imagining a stalk, and again, spontaneously, not really intuitively, or yes, intuitively, not really like well planned, but just finding my way down this stalk. Drop in some darker color. There we go. And let's get the stem or the stalk kind of in the middle there. Running right up the center. There we go. Add a little bit more kind of thicker buds and flowers down at the bottom. There we go. That feels good. And should we do another purple one, or should we do like a yellow? Let's do a yellow. I'm gonna do it like right in here and just come up to like right here. I'm not going to go all the way crisscross across the whole page. I think that would be too much. And I'm working around this leaf that I put in here. That's okay, I think. Might be a little challenging with my stem coming through, but that's part of the process. Pick up a little magenta. So now we're working with yellow and orange because I added magenta to it. But I'm okay with that. All right. So as some of this stuff dries, I'm going to add additional layers, but I'm also going to start to add some more to the background. I'm going to work between things, and let's see, I'm actually going to add some blue. Ooh, things are starting to spill into each other. I kind of love it. So again, I'm going for this I want something that has lots of excitement in it, movement and surprises, I guess, maybe. Like, why is this blue over here? No one knows, but it feels right to me right now. Why is this purple spilling out over here? I don't know, but it feels good. It feels right. I am going to be careful not to do every single inch, or at least leave some light areas so that there's breathing room. I don't want it to get all muddy. And also thinking about things like value. So I don't want everything to be an even value. So I'm going to have to build in some contrast. Some of these corners, I'm going to build in some darker colors. So let's see, I'm going to build in some dark green. with some leaves and foliage. Definitely going to go back into my pink flowers and add a little something something. And sometimes I think I'm going to have to let this dry. Basically, this color is a Payne's Gray / sap green combination. And all right, I'm going to let things dry and come back and add some darker details to these pink flowers to help bring them to the foreground with more sharper contrast, more sharp details, not as soft. And then I think we'll be done. All right, things are dry, and let's put in some final contrasty details. So I'm gonna take phthalo blue and a little Payne's Gray and a little sap green and make this really dark, rich kind of green color. And I'm just gonna put on a few super dark kind of contrasty little leaf bits. And also we're going to get into these centers. Oh, that's a little too dark for up there. Put a little more yellow. And also some Payne's Gray around the edge. I'm not going to do all the little fine hairs that you would normally see on an echinacea. Just going to kind of dot in some darker color like that and then call it a day. Very loose and suggestive of what might going on there. And some darker magenta. On a few of these here. Basically just kind of like drawing out the shape a little darker, but not on every one. I'm gonna blend this out a little bit over here. I'm just pulling out color now until it kind of feels right. Some more of this dark green. A little kind of behind this. There we go. You can even throw a few little splats on it, which always feels good sometimes. Sometimes it's just out of frustration. All right, I'm going to stop messing with it because we're getting beyond spontaneous and into reckless. Okay, let's peel off our tape. And something like this always looks even more interesting, I think, with nice clean line edges to juxtapose kind of the crazy dynamic nature of what's going on in the painting when it has those nice clean lines. So this was our fun little spontaneous wildflower garden painting this morning. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Shayna Cersei, and it's always a pleasure to paint with you. And we will come back soon for our next watercolor journal page. Don't forget to check out the description for supplies and materials. And I look forward to painting with you again soon. Take care, y'all. Happy painting.